What's up, everybody? Jason Guyman here with Christmas Lights. And tonight, I know I'm starting late because I had to go do some stuff for my kids' school. And so I just wanted to jump on here and ask the most commonly asked questions when starting a Christmas light business in 2024. These questions, if you didn't know, I have my own Facebook group. You can go check it out at christmaslights.io/group. And these questions get asked every single day. These are not unknown, commonly asked questions. These questions get asked every single day. And so I am going to start and answer these questions. And if you have questions, I will answer your questions. But these questions get asked 100 times a week, and that's not even no joke. They get asked all the time. They get asked over and over and over and over. And so we are going to answer those questions for you. We will show you where you can do it and how you can do it and what all you might need to help you to grow your Christmas light business. I know I'm 35 minutes late, but it's better to show up than never, be late than ever. So that is what I'm going to do. I've had people message me, and again, it is one of those things that says that you have to, it's my kids' school. They had a thing, and then I had to go pick up my other daughter from from high school, soccer game. And so that's why I'm late, but it's better to be late than never, right? So here is the number one question. We got Mr. Alex in the house. How you doing? Again, if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. The number one question that I get is, where do I buy lights, and when do I need to buy lights? Well, I've got the answer for you. Where do you need to buy lights? You can go to christmaslight, don't put the s.io, and it will take you to the light page where you can get lights at amazing, great cost and amazing customer service. Probably the best customer service that you will get out of any supplier out there. And so, yes, I have joined up with Dustin with Lights at Wholesale, and it is a great place. And so if you need lights, this is the place to buy lights. And if you want starter packs, we have starter packs. It's really simple. I made the website simple so you can go find the website, and you're not like trying to remember the website. All you got to remember is Christmas Light, or you can do christmaslights.com/L. But I got a short of just christmaslight.io, no S, and that is a way that you can go get Christmas lights. So basically, you can come in here, go to buy Christmas lights, and voila, there it is. I've got things that are broke down some that actually I make it simple for you. So if you want to start with the starter packages, the starter packages are way I would tell you to start off with. The best starter packages I would tell you to start off with is 15-inch spacing. 15-inch spacing is the spacing that I recommend you to do. It works the best, in my opinion. You can do the 1,000-foot starter pack. This is enough to get you 1,000 feet, 800 bulbs, 800 clips, males, females. And so this will help you get your start in your Christmas lights. Now, the one thing I will tell you about this here is when you click on this, I will tell you that, yes, it comes with all this stuff, but I would highly recommend you to get extra wire and extra females, because you're going to use a lot of both of those. And what I meant by wire is by extra extension cord. And so this question gets asked over and over and over and over and over. Is there other suppliers out there? Sure there is, but I help you grow your business. And so if you want to help me back, this is a way to help you back. They do probably have some of the best prices out there, and it's free shipping over $399. So that is why you should worry about getting your Christmas lights. Another thing too that answers a lot of questions on my Christmas lights page, if you come up here to the Christmas light business, here is a lot of frequently asked questions that I've given you a lot of information on these questions here. And so you can actually click on each one of these and it'll take you into the part of the page. And so this is things that I show you and I tell you how to do a lot of this stuff here. And so you can see I break it down. And then there's pages off of this here. So if you didn't know, my christmaslights.io, I have a whole blog here that I have lots of different blogs and my videos, and I just have a lot of stuff that will help you get more business, right? Because the goal is get more business. And when you get more business, your business will grow. And that is the main key to help you grow it. So again, if you want to know, any installation and safety, you can go to here and it'll take you to the different tools. It'll take you to all of the different stuff that you need for Christmas lights. So with that, we'll get back here. So the other thing, and if you guys got questions you need to ask, put them in the comments. I will answer your questions. I love your questions. And so the next question that I always get is, one, what do I need to do to, actually I got a phone call today and it's like, Jason, it's August 7th and I feel like we're late to the game. Is it too late to start a Christmas light business? And what I will tell you is no, it's not. I know that you're probably in some groups and you're seeing people post these pictures of all these high-end jobs getting paid right now. And, oh, my God, I'm not getting that. What am I going to do, Jason? And what I will tell you is don't freak out. I've had Jeremy Main. Jeremy Main is from Pink Pro Wash. He started his Christmas light business. They came and we had it up in Cleveland, Ohio. I was up there with Dan at his place, Dan Moran. We were at his place, and it was the last weekend of October. The last weekend of October that I did this training with him up there. And Jeremy Main came with Miss Jennifer, and they both came there. And I always tell people, if you do half of what I tell you to do and you focus on one thing marketing wise, you can do $30,000 to $50,000 your first year. Now I actually say $30,000 to $100,000. But what I will say is to do $100,000, you actually got to work for it and make it happen. So $30,000 to $50,000. This was 5 years ago when I told him this. 4 years ago. And when he left that day, he was like, Jason smoking crack. There ain't no way we can do $30,000 to $50,000 our first year. And guess what? They did $30,000, $32,000 their first year. Their first year, they started the first week of November, basically, and did $30,000. I had a guy that came to one of my trainings that started in November 12th. And ended up doing $40,000 his first year. They do $600,000, $800,000 a year now. That is the point of making that. You don't get freaking out when you see people posting these pictures of, oh, look at all this money we're making. That's because they've been in business for 5-10 years. Them are returning customers, or they might be referrals of those returning customers. And they got, 50, 100 5-star reviews. They got 100 photos, 300 photos. They've been spending a bunch of money on SEO. They're spending money in Facebook ads. They're spending money in different places. So don't freak out when you see that, oh my gosh, these people are making so much money. So it is not too late to start a Christmas light business. In fact, last year I had a class. I wasn't even going to have this class. I kind of put this class on in 2 weeks. And I kept getting people asking, and it was November 1st. Or it was the first weekend in November. I normally don't have classes that late. And guess what? Most of the people in that class did the $30,000, $30,000 to $50,000. And so don't freak out if it is them, because even if you started a Christmas light business today, you got to figure out the marketing you're going to do. You got to figure out, do you have all your other stuff that goes along with that business? So don't worry about Is it too late to start a Christmas light business? It is not too late to start a Christmas business. I'll tell you, start a Christmas business in December, because at least you'll get 2 or 3 installs before next year. And if you can get 2 or 3 installs this year, even in December, you will make you better for next year. So that is my point of making it is not too late to start a Christmas light business. The next one is, how do I design my designs, right? How do I go and make these amazing looking designs? Well, there's lots of things you can do. There's free apps. There's apps that cost a little bit of money. There's apps that cost $100 worth of money. There's all different types of apps that you can use. You can use Jolly Lights, you can use Canva, you can use Photoshop, you can use Holiday Home Concepts, you can use the HBL app. There's a lot of different apps that you can do to mock up designs. I used to use I used the cell phone with picture on it, right? Where you just take your finger and you point, you put a line across the roof and you do this and say, here, this is what it is, right? So you can do all kinds of things that can help you get your business and to keep it growing. The next thing that I would tell you that you need to do is another great question that always gets brought up is, what CRM do I need to use? And of course, everybody wants to jump on Jobber, and I'm like, Jobber is okay. I like Jobber, but for $350, it's kind of steep, especially if you don't have any customers, right? So $350 a month ain't cheap. And for you to get the features that you want, you got to pay the $350 a month. And so there is other options out there. Another option that Zach offers is Tinsel. It's a great way. It also does does it too. Here, I'm gonna bring Daniel on. What? I'm on a live.
Are you?
Yeah, see you. Oh, you're not. You can't see me. But yes, we're on a live.
Oh, dang it. All right, I'll go on and watch.
All right. So those are things that you can do to be able to use a CRM, a customer relationship management. That's what a CRM. Now, why is the useful of a CRM is not just to put a bunch of customers in, right? That's not the purpose of a CRM. The purpose of the CRM is so that you can touch them again, try to get referrals, try to get them to come back next year. If you started your Christmas light business in 2023, you should be reaching out to every customer that you gave them a quote, even if they told you to go pound salt. Because if they told you to go pound salt, they might have got crappy customer service last year and they want a new person. Maybe the person that is out there sucked that did their lights. Maybe they didn't come take them down. And so that is the reason why it is important that you touch all of those customers from last year. So we talked about where to buy lights. We talked about the CRMs. We talked about I'm trying to think of, how do I get customers? That is another question that always gets brought up. How you doing, Mr. Calvin and Mr. Daniel? So if you all have got questions, put them in here. It helps me to answer them. I answer any of your questions. If you only reason why you don't get your questions asked is because you're not asking them. So what's up, Mr. Gabe from Arizona? So the next question that I get asked a lot is, how do I get customers? And so if you have another business, the best place that I would say, and there's the same customer or kind of the same customer, is to reach out to them, right? You can send them an email, you can send them a text, you can start doing it that way. That is one way. The next level, or the next way that you can do it is you can do your social media stuff. If you have 100 friends, social media is probably not going to be the best thing for you. So you're going to either need to do Facebook ads or you're going to need to do something like that. My personal way of getting customers, even in 2024, is yard signs. I preach it all the time. I know I preach it, but they do work amazing and they do work awesome. So that is why I push yard signs. What do I think that in my crystal ball, what do I think is going to work in 2024? I think that Facebook has been working some better this year than it has last year. Last year it didn't do so well. Last year it kind of tanked for a lot of people. You got a lot of quotes from Facebook, but you really didn't get no jobs from Facebook. They wasn't good quality leads from Facebook. So I don't know if that's going to change this year. I don't know. I do know some people have had some good luck with Facebook, but I think it's one of those things that you have to evaluate. But what I will tell you is the yard signs have never let me down. They've never let any of my customers down that do yard signs. And I get it. There's people out there, them are only the cheap customers. Someone called me the other day, and it's that cheap customer they got that, those only cheap customer was a $10,000 customer. But there's only cheap people that pay for the side of doing yard signs. Okay. Well, you just passed that $10,000 customer and pissed it right out the door because you only want good customers. So yard signs do work. They do bring in good customers. Do they bring in cheap customers? Sure they do. Facebook does. Google Ads do. All of them bring in cheap customers. Yard signs, I've gotten big jobs off them. I've known people get $20,000 off of a freaking yard sign. A $3 yard sign bring in $20,000. So don't be scared of them. Picking up 1,000 yard signs for the first year of lighting season. So yard signs is definitely a way. Another way for Christmas lights too is networking, right? Networking is amazing. If you aren't in networks of, your local chamber of commerce, you can be in BNI. BNI is a little tough. I'm not going to lie. BNI is a little tough. You got to be there every week for 90 minutes. You got to do your one-on-ones. You can't miss. You're only allowed to miss 2 or 3 times out of the year. And so that is what I would say is BNI is a tough one, but there's other meetings out there. Start your own group. Maybe you go find a couple service guys and different things, and you go find your own people. I was talking with Bobby the other day, and he literally started there. He's got like 2 or 3 networking groups that he started. A networking group, and they meet once a week or once a month or whatever it might be. Maybe you set up a thing and you put out on Facebook of, hey, any business owner wants to meet at this restaurant, we're going to try to get some people together and go do that, right? Go meet people there. It's all about finding people that you can network with, because you never know that one person that you go and network with might be $100,000 contract on the other side of that person that you just go say hi to and just start talking about their business and whatever they do or whatever that interests them, right? And so when you do that, that is how you can do it. Some other ways that you can find, local business meetups is through Eventbrite. Is it Eventbrite or whatever it's called? I think it's where you go buy tickets a lot of times, and it's for events. And so that's another way that you can go find that maybe, and don't be afraid to pay for some of these things. Maybe you go and you go to a dinner with, a nice dinner or something with all these other companies, and just show up and start building relationships with these people. You never know who that person you might be sitting down next to could be worth next to you. But if you don't talk to them and you don't say them, and if you don't go buy the $300 ticket to go there to be there, then guess what? You're not going to build that relationship with them, and that $100,000 job might not be there. And so that is why it is so important that we build relationships with these people. And networking is important. And yes, I talk about even networking online of LinkedIn, but in-person networking can be huge. Now, is it easy? No, it's not easy. Is it something that you can do and scale it? No, because it's hard, because you only got so much time to go out there and sell yourself to these people. But it's one of those things that if you can do it right, it can bring you in a lot of money. So networking, online networking, Facebook. But again, if you're on Facebook, you can't have 100 friends because most of them are your family and they're not going to buy from you. You need 5,000 people. So are you starting to friend the right people? Are they doctors, lawyers? Are they right? Are they your customer? And is your customer the ones that those are the ones you want? Picking up 100-yard signs. Have you heard the customer factor? The customer factor has been around for decades. It's probably one of the oldest, and it still looks like it was in the 1990s. I haven't been on it in a while. It's not as customer friendly as some of the other ones out there. It's not as appealing, but it does work. It does a lot of the higher end stuff for like $40. So it will do a lot of the stuff. It's just kind of old. I used Customer Factor the first year. It wasn't a fan. Switched over to Marquette this year and love it. Yeah. How do you charge? Do you charge by the hour? So Christmas lights, we do not charge by the hour. Christmas lights, we charge by the foot. We charge by the foot of how many lights are on here. So if it's 150 feet, we charge $8 to $12 a foot. $8 to $14 a foot. I've got people that are charging $12 and $14 a foot to install Christmas lights. Now, you might say, Jason, there is no way in hell I can get that in my area. And I will tell you, hey, quit believing that you would not get that in your area. Because if you don't believe that you can get the $8 to $12, $14 a foot, you are absolutely right. You are 100% right that if you don't believe that you can get that, oh, Jason, you just don't understand. Oh, Jason, I seen a post earlier today. Man, it's getting hard in this area. Well, are you looking for the right people? Because here's the thing about the cheap people. They're going to come and they're going to go. They're going to come and they're going to go. And you know why they're going to come and they're going to go? Because they can't make no money. They ain't got no... they can't spend money in marketing. They can't spend money in workers' comp. They can't spend money on good product. They can't spend none of that stuff, right? And so they're going to come in this year, and most of them won't even take them down at the end of the season. They'll be gone out of business that fast. They'll come in and put them up and then never take them down. And so that is why you got to charge, right? Because if you're charging $4, $5, $6 a foot, that means you can't spend $200 to get a customer because that's all your profit at that point. But if I'm charging $8 to $12, $16 a foot, guess what? I can spend $200, $300 a customer that I can buy the customer. And you might say, well, Jason, that's crazy. There's no way I should be able to spend that much money on a customer. You're crazy. Well, guess what? That's how much customers cost. And it is what it is. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. So that is definitely something that you got to do. Charge by the foot. I also charge by the foot of how tall it is. So like if we're talking trees, then I charge per foot per height of the tree. If it is an evergreen tree that you got to go every 6 inches, right? On an evergreen tree, we want it every 6 inches. So I always say from our top of our finger down to our bottom of our hand. Then we're going to charge more for that because it's going to take more strands and it's more likely to get more callbacks. So I'm going to be anywhere from $40 to $70 a strand. And if I don't want to do it, I'm going to be at the higher end. But yes, people will say yes to that. If we're going to do naked trees, trees that lose their leaves, trees that when you look through it, you see the lights on the other side, then we're going to go a little bit wider. We're going to go from our fingertips down to our elbow. And we're going to charge anywhere from about $40 to $60 or $30 to $50 for those. So that's how we're going to charge for our Christmas lights. The other thing too is we're charging for wreaths. We love wreaths. The 60-inch wreaths, they're $179 at Sam's. And sometimes they don't even charge shipping. Sometimes they're on sale cheaper than that. And we're going to sell wreaths, and we're going to sell them for anywhere from $400 to $600 per wreath. That cost us $179, right? And so, but Sam's wreaths, they suck. Okay, I used them for 5 years, and I used the wreaths for 5 years. Is there times you got to go in and spruce them up and fix them up? Sure there is. But or if you don't like that, you can go to christmaslights.io and buy them for $400, $600. And it's just a big green circle. Most people don't care about a big green circle during the day. The Sam's wreaths have balls and they have ribbons and bows and they look good in the daytime. and they also look great at nighttime. So that's how you can charge for your wreaths. And wreaths sell amazingly. Wreaths are awesome. Going to be joining the BNI in our area next week. Also, what I would tell you about this, Gabe, is don't go to just the first one and sign up. Go to 3 or 4 different ones. You're allowed to go to the different ones and see who's giving the referrals out. And you can go 3 times before you have to sign up. And I would tell you to try to go one that has the most people in it. Just because it has the most people in it doesn't mean it's going to give you the most referrals. You know, if you go 2 or 3 times, you're going to find out. If you go 3 times back to back and get your 3 times in, and if nobody hasn't given you a referral in those 3 times, then they're probably not going to give you a referral. And that's kind of how you're going to play the game. You're going to find the people are like, hey, I've got referrals for you, and they're going to start giving you referrals. So that's what my thing would be on that. Cold call landscapers and see if they offer lights. If not, give them a percentage of every job you bring in. Absolutely. I'll pay 10%. I'll pay 15%. Right? Oh, Jason, that's high. Well, if my average ticket is $1,000, I'll pay $150 to get that customer because I know it's going to cost me $200 otherwise. So it's cheaper for me. If you put out 200 yard signs, what do you think the profit would be? A broad question. Just curious if you have answers with experience. Yeah, I had a guy 2 years ago put out 25 signs. He made $100,000. It's all over the board. I've seen people that put out 200 signs and they do okay, and I've seen people put out 25 signs and make $125,000. It's just it really just depends. There is no concrete answer on it. Do you remember what you didn't like about Customer Factor? So it was clunky, and I didn't like about Customer Factor. They finally did the interface about a year or 2 ago, but the interface looked like it was from 1990, and I'm not even joking. It looked like 1990 is what the interface looked like, and they just changed it about a year or 2 ago. The other thing I kind of don't like about Customer Factor 2 is you have one person that does all the coding and stuff and all the fixing kind of pretty much, and if something ever happens to that person, I don't know what happened to Customer Factor. Do you have any hands-on training or classes? I'm glad you asked. ChristmasLights.io/in-person training is where to go at. So if you didn't know, you can come over here to ChristmasLights.io, go up here to training, and I have my online and in-person. And down here at the bottom of this page, it talks about everything, are my upcoming in-person training dates that I have on the calendar. They updated it. It wasn't easy to navigate through. Got to look at lifetime value. That 300 to get will pay for it to sell 10 times over as long as they do the right things. And that's the awesome thing about Christmas lights. The awesome thing about Christmas lights is our Christmas light customers, usually your first year you won't get as high a return rate, but every year after that you will get a 70 to 80% return rate. And so if you do great the first year and you wow them the first year, you got like an 80% chance that they're going to come back the following year. And so that's the awesome thing about doing Christmas lights is getting the return rate. Customer acquisition in Christmas lights is worth every penny. If you do a good job, you'll have customers for life, for sure. How to weatherproof male and female connection. Is it a concern? No. Just like, for an example, you ran extension cord to a tree, you wrap with the male and female connection with a protective box. No. Because if water gets in it, it can't get out of it. That's why we also don't tape them. If we tape them sometimes, people are like, well, we're going to tape them. Well, when you tape them, water's going to get in there. Water can't get back out. So that's why there's not a whole lot you can do with keeping this stuff waterproof. And I know that, it's one of those things that we're dealing with water and electricity. And so that it is what it is for that. So true. This is my second one. It's a new chapter in my community, and I love the atmosphere and energy. Awesome. How much would you charge for the house behind you? So this house was charged, I believe it was $9 a foot. So every bulb, actually not every bulb is $11 because this is 15-inch spacing. And then each column was, I believe, $200. So that's $200, $400, $600, $800, $1,000 plus the bulbs up here. So that's how much this house was. I helped. I didn't help put this house up. I helped take it down. It took us not very long to take it down. Like 20. I think this one took us 15 minutes because these columns took us a little bit longer to take down. Not enough sign is my humble opinion. Do you label when putting up lights or taking down? I don't really like to label when I'm putting up because I want to try to get as many jobs as I can get up. I've got plenty of time taking them down. So a lot of times how we take it down is I will start on this side of the house and DJ will start on this side of the house and he'll put one red zip tie on it and maybe put two up here or however you want to do it. He does a little diagram of it so that way when he sees one zip tie, we know that it goes over here. Or you can always put the zip tie on the right? Red zip tie on right. And then you can do one story, it has one zip tie. If it has two zip ties on it, it has two zip ties on it. So it's just some ways that you can think about keeping it simple to remember where these zip ties are. And again, we do this on the takedown. I do know some people that love the peak bulbs that, they obsess over these peak bulbs and they'll tape the peak bulb so that way they know that that's why they're there before they take it down. When they tear up the shingle, pulling it down, then they don't have to worry about it next year. Do you have a pack of high quality pictures for sale for new businesses first year? If you join the ChristmasLights.io membership, I've got about 1,000 of them in there. Most important thing, can we see your permanent install? How did it go? We ran into a hiccup today. It is all installed. We got to go back and finish one thing, and then it will be done. I don't know if I don't think I took any pictures on my phone, but I did on my glasses and on my, I don't think I have them on here. I'll have to upload them later. And I'll probably do a live out there and do a bunch of video out there, either probably Friday or Saturday night. If I use a remote control outlet to cut power so you can make cuts to a socket wire safely without going up and down roof, is it necessary to use non-contact voltage tester to be sure there is no power? No, because if there's no power, the lights should be off. So that is your tester. When you turn them off, all the lights should go off, right? When you turn them on, all the lights are going to go on. So that is your tester. Do you see lights? If the lights are on, the power's on. So the every bulb is your testing bulb. So you will be, that is your testing bulb. Are the lights on? Yes, don't cut the wire. If the light's off, then you can cut wire. What's up, Mr. Jamie? How are you doing in the building? So, again, I know I was late tonight. Sorry about that. Like I said, had some family stuff I had to do. I had to go to my kid's school and go pick up my other kid at her school for soccer, and so we were running late, and I just wanted to jump on here. I get asked these questions a lot in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, I do answer a lot of these questions in the Facebook group. But if you're not in the Facebook group, I would highly recommend you to join. It's a free group. I got lots of valuable information in there. I'm posting in there all the time. I give a lot of value. I feel like the value is definitely worth everything. So it's just definitely something that I try to help you guys grow your business. My goal is to help you all grow your business. That is my goal. Again, if you want to know when my training's coming up, you can go to Christmas Lights in-person training. I've got 3 or 4 dates on here. I'll probably be adding another one in here. This one here is going to be heavily permanent lighting. So if you want to learn a lot about permanent lighting, this will be the best one for that right now. We'll hit on it in these other ones, but honestly, this is going to be the most beneficial one if you want to know about permanent lighting. But it is a hands-on training. I teach you everything you need to know of how to install, how to sell it, how to get customers. We have a whole day of just sales and training in different ways of getting business. So go check that out. If you want to buy lights, you can go to christmaslights.io. You can go to christmaslight, don't put the S on it, .io, and it will bring you to this page. I have all the information on here. I've got different stuff that if you need clips, if you need whatever it needs, it can definitely get you what you need. So you can go check that out also. I see we got some more questions here. Let's see. I'm most nervous about labeling from last year's customers to put up this year in a timely manner. I never labeled anything. It doesn't take you that long. Usually you can figure it out pretty quick, because if you know where your power is, if my power is over here and I've got a really long line over here, then that means the really long line goes over here. And if you put it up different, you're just going to make some cuts and you're going to go with it. Now, what I will tell you, this is the thing that you do have to worry about when you put it up on either a different house or it's not the exact same that you put up. One thing that you got to worry about is that's when you get your double males. And we don't like hot males. Hot males are not for Christmas lights. Hot males will shock the living crap out of you. So be careful with your hot males. Hot males are definitely something that is not a good thing to do. And it will shock you. And it will hurt. Jason gives more than a lot of value. He's the GOAT of Christmas lights. When is the right time to hire more help? I would say start looking at it now. Start trying to, because when you're hiring, it doesn't happen overnight. And honestly, I would say you really need to start looking within the next couple weeks of starting putting ads out, starting to do your process of how you're going to do your process. One thing that I would recommend is go get a house. That's the biggest house you have, and go put a rigging up on it, so that way they're in a harness, and be like, we're going to climb this ladder, and you show them how to do the lights on the ground, and you're going to say, all right, we're going to climb this ladder and see if you can put up lights, right? Because if you're going to see real fast, and you want to make sure you got the 45-foot ladder or the 40-foot ladder out. If they're not willing to climb that ladder, then they're probably not your candidate, right? They're probably not going to be the right person to hire in the first place. So that is something that I would definitely do. So, but honestly, you need to start looking at it. But Daniel, I'll just give you. Daniel called me several times last year. Daniel did $179,000 last year. Pretty much with him and one other guy. He only got on the roof 2 or 3 times, but one Friday his guy quit, and he's like, Jason, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got a whole week worth of work. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got 2 weeks worth of work. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm like, put something out there. And guess what? He got like 1 person or 2 people within 2 days, and they came to work on Monday. And so he didn't have to worry about it. So don't freak out about it. Take action, make crap happen. If something, put a post out, go see if there's people that go, if you go to church, put a post out in there. Or if you live in a farm town, put a post in the local groups, put posts out there, just looking for, if you're not asking, you're not going to find people. It is what it is. The other thing too, when I was talking about networking, this is, someone was talking about landscapers, find industries that slow down in the summertime or wintertime and say, hey, would you come work for me? I don't want you to work for me all year. I just need you to work a couple months. You'll make great money. And that's how you can also get other people to help you out. So those are some ways that you can get people that will help you grow your Christmas light business. So that's ways that you can go find those people. So any other questions? Again, christmaslights.io/lights or christmaslight.io. We'll get you there. If you need some money bushes, moneybushes.com for yard signs. Moneybushes.com are awesome. They're amazing. If you don't have enough jobs to keep your guys busy, should you hire or just handle it until you too much to handle? You know, it's kind of one of those things that if you're on the job, then that means you're not selling jobs. That means you're probably not putting out yard signs. That means you're probably not doing other things that you should be doing. And that's probably why you're slow. So, you know, and a lot of times if you do slow down, your guys aren't going to be mad at you if it's, you know, obviously if you slow right down in the beginning. But if you got enough work to hire someone and keep them going, you can do a lot more work. When you're on the roof, you can't be answering the phone. You're not doing posts. You're not doing the things. At least if, you know, Daniel, he would go walk and do 10 rounds and 50 rounds while the guy's up on the roof while he's still finishing the job. And that's things that you can do is get the neighbors, get everybody else that you can. When you do installs, do you trust your measurements? Have every line pre-cut? No. And pre-bulbed? Yes. We do pre-clip and pre-bulb. So what we do is we do a big 50-gallon garbage can, and you set it next to you while you're watching one of my lives, and you're bulbing and clipping, right? You're bulbing and clipping. Because my time here doing this is way better than my guy on the roof, not on the roof, right? I want him up on the roof. I want him to be installing the whole time. So you can do that at night. You can pre-bulb and pre-clip. You're going to do the whole roll in a 500-gallon or 55-gallon garbage can. I would get one with wheels. Wheels work the best. And the other thing I would do too is when you start doing this, go ahead and make you an extension cord about 6 to 10 feet long and plug it into the lights. Plug the lights in. Make sure the end of the wire isn't twisted together, or otherwise you're going to pop something. So plug it in, and as you're bulbing, you know that the bulbs are right in the first place. And then when you go to install, you can put them out there. You can plug in the garbage can until you get to wherever the plug is going to be at. And now all the lights are going to be on as you're doing it. And so now you're going to be able to see if there's any loose bulbs. So that way you don't get callbacks of loose bulbs. So that's a way to keep callbacks down, is by doing it that way. And you're not going to do the pre-cutting. What I do just in case something goes wrong in that 1,000-foot of 55-gallon drum or garbage can, is about every 100 bulbs, I will put a piece of cardboard in between there. So that way, if something gets wrong and tangled, I only got 100 feet to untangle. Versus somehow it gets pushed down and pulled out and pushed down. Now you got 1,000 feet that you just jangled up. So that's a way that you can get that, to keep that good. My brother and I will see you in Utah. Awesome. No, try not to pre-cut. Keep it on the reel. You can feed it from the ground. Yep. The garbage cans are the key, man. Garbage cans can make it go fast. A lot faster than trying to bulb and clip on the job. By far. It will definitely keep it fast. So, again, go check out christmaslights.io. If you need anything, you can message me. Also, if you want to know when I go live, I know I didn't do it tonight. Or if you've got any questions that you want to text, if you want to try to get a hold of me, you'll have to leave a message probably, because I get a lot of spam calls. I don't answer them all. But if you want to know when I go live, I know I didn't do it tonight, you can text the word light, L-I-T-E, to 855-619-5483. Or like I said, you can text this number. My assistant will usually get a hold of it. If I don't get a hold of it, or I'll see it in the morning, I don't always look at it because I don't get a lot of it. But if I start getting more, I have it access to my phone. I just try not to, I can't just jump everywhere, but I have been helping more and more people. So people have been calling me more and more, and so I have been giving help more and more. Especially, I know we got some permanent light guys. Especially if you're within an hour or two of here, and you get some permanent lights. Like I've got a job that I'll be going up at the end of August to go help him put up his permanent lights and training that he's actually going to pay me to train him up there, and we're going to put him up. And I've been on the phone, walking him through what to order and how to order it and all of that great stuff. So that is definitely something that is ways that we can keep it, that I can help you out. And if there's any way that I can help you out, let me know. If you want to join ChristmasLights.io, it's a membership. It does come with a website. It comes with a Christmas Light website also. You do have to be in the membership to keep it. It also comes with Monday Night Lives. It comes with all my online training. But the online lives on the Zoom calls are probably the best thing out there. You get to be on people like Daniel that did 179,000. That's going to do $1 million this year. And you can be on those phone calls and you can hear what things are working and what things aren't. And everybody helps each other out. But other than that, I hope you all have an amazing night. And I've got to read my book. I'm actually reading a new book. It's called Unleash the Power of Storytelling. Storytelling is important, whether it's me telling stories here or you doing stories on your you talking stories to your customers. I don't know what happened to my green screen, but it did not like my book. Let's see if I can change it back. But other than that, I hope you all have an amazing night, an amazing week, and we'll see you all later.